Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I really do appreciate it. Today I will be showing you guys how to make a tasty yet simple Cajun Alfredo pasta with some salmon. Yes, it's something that is so amazing. Anyone would like it. But before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate that. Hit that like button if you like what you're seeing, and comment any suggestions that you guys may have. So before we get started, you guys are going to want to put a pot of water with some salt to boil and preheat your oven to 450 because you're going to need that. Alright guys, so now that I have my water boiling and my oven preheating to 450, I'm going to want to prep my broccoli. I'm going to have some broccoli on the side, so I just want to show you guys how I make that. To prep my broccoli, I go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil on it. Just a little bit, and I add some Italian seasoning. Go ahead and add that, and this is definitely to taste. This is what's gonna get obviously your broccoli some flavor. And you're gonna go ahead and add some black pepper, just a little bit, and some salt, and your broccoli is good to go. So you're gonna give this a nice little toss. Go ahead and toss your broccoli. And you want to make sure that it's nice and coated with that olive oil that you have. You're going to take that and add it to your baking sheet. You're going to spread it out evenly. So once that oven is ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the oven for 14 minutes. So while I wait for my water to boil, I'm going to go ahead and season my salmon. What I'm gonna go ahead and season it with is with some Cajun seasoning, and be generous. This is where all the flavor is coming from. So put some of that on both sides. My oven is ready for my broccoli. I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in once I'm done with this. Some Cajun seasoning. I'm going to add some Old Bay on both sides. And obviously you want to mix it in. Cool. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add some oregano. And pat it in. Then I also want to add a little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of salt. Perfect. And then you want to pat it in. Make sure the flavor is everywhere. And patting it in is gonna ensure that. And then you're gonna set this to the side and wait for the following steps. Perfect. All right, so now that my oven is preheated, I'm gonna go ahead and add my broccoli, and I'm going to put it on the bottom rack. And I'm gonna go ahead and add, set the cook time to 14 minutes. So then once that's done, it's gonna go ahead and shut off. And my water is boiling for my pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and add half of a box, 1 pound box. I'm going to add half of it to my salted water. Go ahead and do that. Alright, so that's about half the box, and give that a mix. And I'm using bow ties. You can use any pasta that you like. I just prefer bow ties. So mix that up. And I'm going to be cooking this recipe all in one pot. So I'm going to wait for that to happen and I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do next. All right, and so as I'm waiting for my pasta to get softened, I'm going ahead and gonna start chopping up about 1/4 of an onion. I'm gonna eat the whole thing, that's way too much onion. Just a little bit goes a long way. So you go ahead and peel it. Throw that to the side. And like I told you guys before, I don't like onion, so I chop it really thin. That's it. Oh yeah. Alright, once I chop, I'm going to mince up about 4 garlic cloves. I'm doing right into this little container that I have. If you don't have a crusher for garlic, you can go ahead and just mince it up with your knife. Alright, that's ready to go. I'm just gonna put it to the side while I wait for the pasta. Alright guys, my pasta is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and drain it. Make sure to save about 1 cup of the water. You're gonna need that later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. When my pasta is drained, that's my broccoli. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. Just go ahead and leave it there so it can stay warm while you make the rest of your dish. So now that I have my pasta drained and the water reserved on the side for later, I'm gonna go ahead and cook the salmon. So all right, now we're gonna go ahead and get started on our salmon. You're gonna want to put your pot on medium high and add some olive oil. And to that, you're gonna add your salmon. When you add your salmon, you're gonna want to add it skin side down, because that's gonna help with the skin crispiness. So skin side down. Put it in and don't move it. Alright guys, now that it's been about 7 minutes, go ahead and flip your salmon. Make sure to try to keep it in one piece. That's what you want. You want your skin to be nice and crispy. I'm gonna go ahead and lower my flame a little bit. Oh, I lost a piece. Great. All right, well, 1 out of 2. I guess it's not too bad. All right, guys, now that it's been about 7 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little flip to see how the other side is doing. Oh. Ah. Oh. Perfect. So that one is just the trouble child, because it keeps freaking breaking. Anyways, it needs a little longer, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it for maybe like 5 minutes. I think it should be good. All right guys, so it's been 5 minutes. I went ahead and took the salmon out. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with aluminum foil so it can stay warm, and then I'm gonna get started on the pasta. Now that we took the salmon out, we're gonna get started on the pasta. The reason why I make this pasta recipe all in one pot is because all that flavor that I got off the salmon, I wanted to go into the Alfredo sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And to that, I'm gonna go ahead and add that onion you chopped up. Well, not the whole onion. A little bit of that onion that you chopped up. Give that a mix. I'm gonna scrape up all pieces. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic. Whoa, just the garlic, not the bowl. Cool. And then you're gonna give that a little mix. And you're just gonna wait for the onions to get translucent and then the garlic to become a little bit caramelized. So go ahead and let that happen. And I have the flame at medium low. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes. Give it a quick little toss. It looks like it's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and season this with everything that I seasoned the salmon with. So some Cajun, some oregano, some Old Bay seasoning, some salt, and some black pepper. And then I'm going to give that a little mix. Now to this, I'm going to add some heavy cream. I'm going to use the whole container. That is 1 pint. Turn the volume up a little bit. Get that upstairs. And to that, I'm going to add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. That is what's going to give this sauce the thickness and the consistency that you like, and it's going to make it the Alfredo sauce that we're looking for. So you're going to want to add it a little bit at a time to make sure it melts evenly. The freshly grated Parmesan is always better than the prepackaged one. You just want to stir it so that the cheese doesn't clump up. Probably better to use a whisk. So I'm going to go ahead and change my utensil and grab a whisk. The amount of cheese just depends on how much sauce you want to take on pasta. And seasoning, you're going to try to add pasta to season it, taste it, you want to taste. Just keep stirring so I can get that cheese nice and melted throughout. Alright, add some more cheese. You see it like all the little clumps? You want that to be melted. That's the cheese. So just keep stirring. The cheese even melted well. Alright, start to get nice and thick. We're going to add a little more cheese. And when it starts to bubble in that, you're going to want to lower the flame just a little bit. And my sauce, I believe my sauce is going to need a little bit more Cajun seasoning. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more Cajun because it's not red enough. And like I said, this is Cajun Alfredo. I'm going to add that, and I'm going to add a little bit of more Old Bay. That's good. Now the sauce is nice and thick, and it's the color that I want it to be. I'm going to add a bunch of spinach. You don't have to add this if you don't like spinach. I like spinach, so I'm gonna add the spinach. It looks like a lot, but it turns into nothing once it cooks down. I'm gonna do that. Lower the flame a little bit. I'm gonna switch utensils and just give it a toss. Looks like a lot of spinach is gonna turn literally into nothing. Alright, and as this is happening, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my pasta. Put your pasta in. Alright, so now that you have all your pasta in, you're gonna add a spoon of butter. And then give it a mix. My pasta's looking good. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the pasta water that I have. Just a little bit. Just like that, and then give it a mix. Alright guys, this is all done. Alright guys, so how was it? Not that hard, right? It was really simple. I mean, I feel like it was simple. I think you guys also would think this is simple. It's something really delicious. Obviously, it's very high on calories, so don't eat this very often. It's not very good unless you don't care. I don't eat this very often. So let's get right into it. Let's give it a nice little taste. I'm gonna go in for the pasta and some of that spinach. It's so good. Let's try the salmon. I love the skin, so I'm trying to get a piece of the skin. Taste that with the pasta. I threw some of that pasta sauce on top of the salmon. That skin is nice and like crunchy. Really good. Here's the broccoli. I love, excuse me. I love to eat my broccoli that way. It remains crunchy. It has so much flavor. Like the crispiness that the oven gives it, it's like amazing. It's way better than just boiling it. Trust me, try the broccoli that way. Even if you don't eat it with this dish, like you can eat the salmon with that broccoli by itself to be a little bit more healthier. And it tastes amazing. So I know it tastes good. I hope you guys give it a try so you could also know it tastes amazing. And if you do give it a try, please, please, please share pictures, videos to my Instagram. I'll link it down below. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Before you leave my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos. I really do appreciate it. See you guys next time. Bye.